Hello, Greg from Balloon Market here, and welcome to BMTV. First of all, I've got a couple of thank yous. The first one is to Mike from Reds. Mike Hurst came from Reds last week, not last week, the week before, to do some filming for last week's show. Hadn't seen him since October, so Mike, thank you so much for coming down. It's great seeing some of Mike's designs that he shows us. He's trying to avoid using helium because the prices have gone up, and he likes to show us things that he knows move. So he showed us a couple of air-filled designs that, actually no, one was helium-filled, had a helium balloon in it. But the other one was an air-filled design, but really, really great design. So Mike, thank you so much for that. And the other person I need to say thank you to is Chris Horne. Chris was here a couple of weeks ago, obviously doing the training, the organic training. It was the training that was supposed to happen back in November, but unfortunately Chris got injured, and so it was postponed to the 24th of January. So that was really nice to see Chris again, and really nice to see everybody. And thank you everybody that did stay with the course. I think we only had 2 people drop out because they weren't able to make it in January. So everybody else, thank you so much for coming. It was really, really great to meet so many people that I know the names, but I've never seen the faces. So yeah, really, really good to meet you. So thank you for that. It was really perfect timing that we did the organic course on Thursday that week, because on Wednesday I had a call from a friend of mine. He's turning 40, and he said, Greg, I've got a big party going on. You're invited. I wasn't able to go. But you're invited, and he said, but I want to go big. It's at a 5-star hotel. We've got hundreds of people coming, and I want some balloons. So I'll let him talk to Mrs. B, Rachel, that does all the decorating. And they came up with something, and he wanted to go quite big. And funnily, one of those things that he wanted was an organic demi-arch. So I have to say, this is Rachel's first attempt at an organic demi-arch. And I have to say, I think it's really, really good. She's been a bit self-critical, saying it could have been a bit more bendy at the top, but still, I think all the different textures, and she put confetti in some balloons and stuff like that, I think did a really good job. So well done, Mrs. B. And Amy and Emily that helped out as well. Thank you, guys. Now, when she was there, did a couple, it was a Great Gatsby theme, did a couple of columns as well. I think it was 6 columns, something like that, and also some bouquets for the table. Now, the bouquets were only 2 balloon bouquets, which is, boring, isn't it? But that's what my friend had asked, because he didn't want the balloons coming too low down so people couldn't talk across the tables, but still wanted them to look funky. The 2 balloon bouquets are the things that got the most comments from people. They were, there was an organic arch over here, and they were focusing on these things on the table. And it's because of the balloons that Rachel used. So she used a diamonds balloon and a 2-foot latex balloon. And the diamonds, I think, are one of the most underutilized balloons that there are. So it was really nice to see those comments. But all Rachel did was add, we've got these here. So this is the Tassel Garland, and took some of the pieces, which look like this, and attached them underneath each balloon. And just doing that just added that bit of sophistication. And even the people that worked at the hotel, they see balloons all the time, they said, wow, I really like those, never seen anything like that before. So just 2 balloons and a little bit of paper like this can really make a difference. I brought a couple of other tassel garlandy type things up. Obviously people do use them for the larger balloons, so for 3-foot balloons and hanging down as a tail, but it just shows that you can use just these individual pieces. This is how they come. So you've got them, this just flat, and you make them yourself, and you've got the string there if you wanted to put them like that. But I've got a couple of other manufacturers here as well. They're all on the website, balloonmarket.co.uk. I've only brought a few up. There are more than this, but there's a lot of options now out there for tails on balloons. But yeah, it was quite good timing that Chris's course was the day, well, 2 days before. This guy, my friend, phoned up on the Wednesday, and it was for a Saturday event. So yes, it went very well. Now, back to the training. Now, when we do training, we give a little goodie bag to everybody. Actually, I've got to say a bit of a shout out to Mandy. Mandy, one of our customers, came to training last year, and she got a goodie bag, and she takes it everywhere with her now. This is her, we're taking it on holiday with her. So Mandy, thank you so much for all the free marketing you're doing for us. Anyway, you get a goodie bag, it's got all sorts of goodies in it, and then when Chris comes down, he normally brings some stock, and he puts some stuff in there as well. So the last time he was down, he put some Sempertex balloons in there, and this time, however, he didn't put Sempertex balloons, he put an Anagram balloon, a brand new one, eagerly awaited, a Clearz with a Z. Clearz balloons, as you know, Anagram and Amscan like their cubes, diamonds, orbs, and now Clearz. And they are, well, obviously in the arena of bubbles and aqua balloons. So Chris showed everybody, gave everybody one of those, showed everybody how to inflate them, and talked about some of the things they can do. The first thing I want to show you is this. So you can see it's got a valve. So these balloons all have a valve. So it means that you can't put anything inside. No, wait a second, look at these balloons behind me. There's a balloon, inside a balloon, inside a balloon. And then over here, there's some confetti in a balloon there. And then there's smaller balloons in there. How did we do that? Let me show you. When these were first designed, Chris tells me that they were going to be something like that. So the neck was going to be quite short, have the valve, pretty much like a foil balloon or an orbs or something like that. And Chris's exact words, I believe, were no, 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 no. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chris. He said people are going to want to put things inside these balloons. So, got that, asked for a longer neck. And now what you can do, you can cut that off, cut the valve off effectively, and then you can use your balloon neck stretching tool, put that in there, and then you can put things in just as you would with an aqua or a bubble balloon. So I thought that was great. But Chris showed us a tip. I'm going to show you this tip. I hope it goes all right. Because you have the valve, it's basically two flat pieces of plastic with another two flat pieces of plastic inside. When you cut it, we've tried it ourselves, you cut it and then you try and get that little white plastic strip out. It's really hard. So this is a tip from Chris. He said inflate it a little bit. So that's inflated, so it's a bit like an 18-inch underinflated balloon. Then you get your scissors and then you just snip it just below, I don't know if you can see that, but just below where it's been heat sealed. So I'll just snip that like that. And then it's just a matter of doing this, which is the fun bit. And the little bit of plastic comes out. And then it's quite hard to get your finger in there, just push the air out, and then you can, like I say, you can put your balloon neck stretching tool in there, or you can just use a funnel, whatever it is you do to put things in balloons. So great little tip there from Chris. Now, we have had a few questions about these so far, so I'm going to try and remember what all the questions were and go through them. First of all, how clear are they? That's how clear they are. Can you see me? Can you see me? There you go. So that's how clear they are. They come in one size, which is this size. But as you can see behind me, they can be inflated to different sizes. So they were all these balloons were the same size, but the coloured ones, the blue one and the yellow one, they are inflated to 18 inches. And that one I just showed you, inflated to, it's terrible, clear balloons with a white background and the bright lights. They're just really, really bad. You can't see them very well. But if I hold it in front of me, hopefully you'll be able to see a bit better. That is 22 inches. And then there's the one over, that's a balloon in a balloon in a balloon, which I really like. This one over here, this is actually less than 18 inches, but we wanted to test it a little bit. And you can see there's balloons in there and there's this crepe tail on as well, but it's still got quite a bit of lift. So, and that's the next question we're getting. What's the liftability? I don't know, and Chris doesn't know yet. He's not measured the actual weight. However, he did say he inflated one and then tied a feather boa to it, turned around thinking the feather boa would hold the balloon down, and the feather boa was on the ceiling. So there is quite a bit of lift. I don't know if you can really tell from me lifting up, and there's quite a bit of lift. It does, you can feel that. And that's got confetti and obviously this tail on it as well. So there's that. Now high float, you can see the confetti there has fallen down because I've been moving it around a bit, but you can high float these. Chris suggested that you put a little blob of high float in, and then because they're flat balloons, you can just squeegee them out. So just squeegee all the high float, because you'd have cut the valve off at that point. Squeegee it out, and then you've got a nice even layer of high float in the balloon, and then you can just put your confetti in as you normally would and shake it about and try and get it to stick. So there is a picture, I shall show that on the screen now, that Chris did using that technique, and it doesn't get cloudy for a while, so that's pretty good. Now the other thing is, how long do these things stay inflated? If you air fill them, as long as any other air-filled balloon, really. They'll stay inflated for a long time. If you helium fill them, Chris is saying that it's probably between 8 and 10 days. And he said it doesn't matter if you're filling them to 22 inches or 18 inches. If you fill them more, they seem to go down slightly quicker than if you fill them less. So effectively, the float time is more or less the same. And vinyl, if you're putting vinyl on them, he said they're very much, he's had a test of it. He said they're somewhere between latex balloons and probably a foil balloon or bubble balloon or orbs balloon. When you put vinyl on any balloon and you've got helium in it, it will eventually go down. And as the balloon shrinks, the vinyl obviously doesn't, so you get bubbles, a sort of puckered effect. So he's saying his tests were about 18 hours. Now, these are brand new products to the UK, so you might experience something different, but the tests that Chris has done, he said about 18 hours, which is probably reasonable. If somebody wants them for an event for 6 hours in the evening or something, and you do them a few hours before, that would probably be absolutely fine. So, or you're giving it to somebody for a birthday on the day, or maybe even the day before, but 18 hours. It might be different, I guess it depends what you put on there, but if anybody does do that when they do eventually come into stock, then please let us know. We'd love to hear that feedback. And by the way, they are coming into stock in apparently the coloured ones. There's going to be yellow, you can see the yellow and the blue here. There's going to be an orange, there's going to be a pale pink, a light pink, and a darker pink, and of course the clear ones. The coloured ones are supposed to be coming in March, and the clear ones in April. So we've got them on the website already at balloonmarket.co.uk. Just go there, click on the email me when available, and you will be able to get an instant email the second they are in the building and booked in. So yes, they are really, really interesting products. I think they're going to go quite well. They feel slightly different to bubbles. I'd say bubble balloons probably are a bit tighter. And you know, you flick a bubble balloon and it kind of pings, but they're not as soft and squidgy as aqua balloons. So I think all three types of balloons have their place. I just think with the different colours, these are adding something new. So I think they're going to go really, really well. But we'd love to hear your opinions on them. Now, Chris has asked me to ask you a question. If Chris was to offer a training course down here at Balloon Market that showed you the ins and outs of the Clearz with a Z, would you be interested in that? Please leave your comments down below on Facebook and on YouTube, because it's something that may well happen. There will be more Chris training courses, by the way, throughout the year. He just wanted to get past Spring Fair first, and then we're going to look at some dates going forward for the organics course. Seems very, very popular. And who knows, maybe a Clearz balloon course if there is a demand for it. So yes, there you go. Clearz are going to be in the building soon, and I think they really are going to make a difference. Now, talking about training, we've talked about training quite a lot over the last few weeks. My view on training is that it's an accelerator to success. I've always said that. If you can figure out, in our industry, in any industry, you can figure out what to do over time, and working for yourself, there is an element of doing that anyway. But if you can go on a training course to learn something, you can get to where you're wanting to go faster. So say you want to get into the balloon industry and you start doing it for friends and family, and you learn some techniques and you watch some YouTube videos, you might watch BMTV, you might talk to other people, look at pictures online, and you will eventually get there. However, imagine that takes you a year to get to this level of competence that you feel happy doing something for somebody at a particular price. If you go on a training course and you get that in a day, then the following day you've got all that knowledge that you might only have got in a year. So it might well be worth that £95, £150, whatever it is, for the price of the course. That is well worth it. And my recommendation to anybody, particularly if you're just starting out, invest in training. Just do it. You're going to be far more successful, far more quickly, if you invest in training. And even though it's tempting to get the nice funky balloon pumps and all the rest of it, which are very, very good, and they will help you with your business as you grow, training first would be my recommendation. Even before you've got any equipment, just go on a training course and learn and get a feel for it would be my recommendation. So training is a big thing that we are investing in 2019 and 2020. So We've got a few more courses. We obviously talked about the Qualitex courses a few weeks ago. Well, we're adding a couple more courses right now. So the first one, I mentioned Mike earlier on in the news about Mike. Mike and Natalie Saunders have put a course together. Some of you would know Natalie Saunders. You might have met her at Ballooning Marvellous back in October last year. She's the one that's responsible for the balloons that were in the Party City ad as well last year. So Party City in America, and it was filmed in South Africa, and she was responsible for those huge designs that you see on there. So very, very talented, been in the industry. I think she's been in the industry 15, 16 years, something like that. So very, very experienced. Anyway, Mike and Natalie have got together and come up with a course that they believe nobody has ever done before, and it's called Lights, Balloons, Action, and it's all about using lighting and lights in your balloon structures, sculptures, bouquets, centerpieces, whatever it is you're designing, walls. It's about using lights. And Mike was down obviously a couple of weeks ago filming, and I said, well, Mike, it's fine, lights are great, but you know, is it really adding that much? And I asked him how much more he would charge for something with lights in, and he actually said probably about 3 times what you would normally charge. So imagine you'd normally charge £30 for a centerpiece, and then you could charge £90, but it only actually costs you an extra £10 or £20 in lighting. If that's an absolute no-brainer. So anyway, we're hosting that here at Balloon Market at our venue just round the corner in the football stadium, and that is going to be, I believe, on the 19th of March. I've got a lot of dates and numbers in my head, so if that's wrong, we'll put it on the screen, but it's the 19th of March. For any of the training courses here at Balloon Market, go to balloonmarket.co.uk. We've got a banner on there that says Balloon Training. Click on that and you can see all the courses that are coming up and more details about it and more about the trainers, etc. And then the other course, I'm really excited about this because it's an international balloon celebrity. Yes, the wonderful Chris Adamo is coming over from Australia. Some of you might have heard of Chris Adamo. He's one of the founding members of the Pro Environment Balloon Alliance, PEBA, and he is renowned in Australia and throughout the world to be one of the best organic design people. His work is amazing. His work is huge, absolutely enormous, and even his small stuff though looks spectacular. Anyway, he's coming. He's doing an Ireland and UK and Ireland tour. He's starting in Ireland and then he's coming over to Great Britain. We are the first stop over here, and we are really, really excited about it. It's on the 28th of April. Again, we'll put details on the screen. The 28th of April. The football stadium isn't available because they've got a church group in, because it's on a Sunday, which is quite unusual. So it's on a Sunday. It's been sponsored by BAPIA. So John Bowler got in touch with me and said, Greg, would you want to be involved in this? And I said, of course, yes. So BAPIA are running this whole tour with Chris. And yeah, we're really excited about it. It's going to be at the cricket club, which is, rather than the football club, it's going to be at the cricket club, which is just a couple of miles down the road. And Chris did tell me when I was speaking to him the other day that in Singapore, they were expecting 25 people. That's what they thought. Oh, we'll sell 25 tickets. Ended up selling 70. So I'm hoping that's going to be the case. We have allowed for 50 spaces. So hopefully that's going to be enough. But it's going to be hands-on. There's going to be some hands-on. It's not all going to be hands-on, but there's going to be some hands-on. But he's talking about organic designs. He's talking about a framed cloud design. He's talking a little bit about lighting as well. It's going to be amazing. But there's more details on the website, and then you can either just go and click on book it, and that'll take you to wherever it is you've got to book it. So for Chris, you've got to go through BAPIA to book it. For the Qualitex ones, you've got to go through Qualitex, etc. But you can find them all on the Balloon Market website on our training page. And that is all I've got for you this week. So the question of the week is going to be, if Chris Horne was to offer a Clearz training course here at Balloon Market, would you be interested in coming? Leave your answers down below on Facebook and on YouTube. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.